If you look at what you advocate, so you want to rethink capitalism, right? You basically, your premise is that what we're doing is wrong because you're not actually creating value, just taking value away. Do you go and see chief executives? Do they listen? Are they changing?
So the key point of the book is that these critiques, which are not just mine, about, for example, that short-termism is being rewarded over long-termism, that we have a problem both within the financial sector, which has basically been financing other parts of the sector, finance, as well as the real economy, which has become overly financialized. Those critiques have not actually led to change, partly because it's not enough to if you want, bash value extraction practices. We have to actually go back to where do we think value actually comes from in the first place. And unless these critiques are nested within a new debate about value, we don't sort of get anywhere. And one of the key problems is that in economics, as a profession, we've stopped debating value. Value has gone from the economics departments to the business schools. So we talk about shared value, shareholder value, value chains, but the big debates basically before the 1970s between economists was about different theories of value. And today there's one theory of value being taught, and it's called Econ 101. And one of the issues is that when you don't have a contested terrain around value, then it becomes really easy to present yourself as a wealth creator, a value creator, whether you're a big pharmaceutical company engaging with value-based pricing, or if you're a Silicon Valley company, which, you know, you're the wealth creator, so you want less tax, less regulation. That's the problem.
But Mariana, given where we are in this kind of like cycle, given where we are in capitalism, should it come from states, right? Should states regulate and force this debate, or is it, you know, chief executives getting together, thinking about it and changing the, you know, how they operate?
Yeah, it's definitely both. So the key premise is actually value is created collectively. And as soon as you admit that, then all of a sudden, even the word you just used, regulation, kind of becomes a bit less relevant. You're not regulating capitalism. You're not intervening in the market. You're actively co-creating and co-shaping the market between public, private, and increasingly, by the way, third sector institutions.
But do you see any appetite for any chief executive to change,
It
right?
depends.
The way they operate?
It depends which chief executive. So there's different types of companies. Just look at telecoms, for example. You have Huawei, #1 in the world, and Ericsson actually reinvesting a lot of their profits back into production and innovation. You have Cisco, which is one of the most financialized companies, spending over 100% of its net income on the mix between dividends and share buybacks. So there are choices to be made. And I have found in my experience in speaking to businesses around the world that those that actually want to be competing through innovation by actually producing higher quality goods and services really like this message. They know what they need actually from policymakers. They don't just need less regulation, less tax. They need a serious partner, and we need serious dynamic public-private partnerships. This is not about the state or business.